So sometimes we'll stop off here, close to home, here at Apotheca. It's a beautiful little witchy. I don't know, what would you call it? What kind of vibe is it? It's witchy. It's
Artistic.
artistic. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. So before we head out and get over to the Vale End Cemetery, we're gonna go grab a quick drink.
Yeah. Do a little research,
Yeah,
sit down and
and get ready
do
for the
it.
day.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm
It's,
thirsty.
it's historical as well.
Yeah.
Well, the center of Goffstown in general is
Mm-hmm.
historic, but this apothecary is where the old train station used to be.
Yes. Hence the rail trail where we went before. If you haven't seen that video, check it out.
Yeah.
Very cool. We're going in. We are here today at the Vale End Cemetery, located in Wilton, New Hampshire. Recommended by many people on Reddit after a very successful post where many people recommended a lot of different spooky locations. One that seemed to pop up quite a few times was the Vale End Cemetery. So we figured we're not too far. Why not put on a hat and some gloves and head over there and buy an overpriced chai latte of sorts?
It's a hot chocolate.
Whatever. We have made our way here, and as you can see, here is the entrance. And as you enter, you are greeted by a ton of different tombstones. And what I've noticed here, and Tiff, maybe you agree with me, is it seems to be that the newer-ish tombstones seem to be on the left side. Is just my guess. From what I understand, the plot of land got bigger over time. And the older ones seem to be here on the right.
Some of them are so old you can't even
You can't read them
read
at all.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is mentioned about the Vale End Cemetery that makes it so unique is the story of the Blue Lady. So we're going to go find the Blue Lady's grave, share the story with you, pay our respects as well, of course. Take a look at all the different graves they do have here, and also tell a little bit more of a sinister tale as well. One that is a bit newer, I believe 1999. You wait and see. Follow us and let's go check out some graves. I think we can both agree we were drawn more to this side. It just seems to be the older of the two sides. Some of these gravestones, really, you can't make out anything that's written on them at all. Some are covered in dirt and seems to be moss almost. And it's old. Like we were saying, the oldest gravestone is from the late 1700s. I think it was like 1772 or something along the lines. Uh, from what I understand, it was a smaller plot of land at first. Later, there was an expansion done, which made this graveyard a bit bigger, and perhaps why there are some sides that seem to be a lot older than others. So we're going to make our way over to the Blue Lady once we find her here. Check it out. This is what I mean. When I say old graves, this is what I mean by old graves. I mean, I don't know about you, Tiff, but some of these, there's no chance I can read anything on some of these.
No.
This one here, perhaps, but I don't even think there's not even any dates. It says Stephen Blanchard, it looks like.
Yeah.
And some of these bigger ones here, I don't know. There's nothing that can really be read there.
On the other side, you can
Okay.
actually.
Some of them, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I also noticed a lot of the graves here have little tombstones leaned up against the bigger ones.
Is that to prop them up, or is that an additional tombstone? That's the real question.
I am not sure.
But even this, look how old this is. Stephen Blanchard, July 27th, 1789. Wow. This is incredibly old.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen in person something that's been around since the 1700s.
Yeah, that's old.
That's really old.
Wish I could read the text on the bottom here.
Yeah.
Something about the dead.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So we continue our way through the back. There are more old stones over here on this side, and they all go all the way around. It's a pretty big graveyard, actually. A lot happening. But Tiffany has informed me that she has spotted something in the distance of great relevance to what we're doing. Let's go check it out. And now we have arrived here at the Blue Lady. Tiff actually found it here quite quickly. Good job, Tiff. She knows her stuff.
I was drawn to the gravestone. It's very unique looking.
It is, it is. We noticed the coins left behind by people who do visit the Blue Lady. I don't have any coins on me, or I would have left one here for sure. And yeah, the Blue Lady herself, the whole story goes, or legend has it, that a blue pillar of light has appeared over this gravestone, dubbing her the Blue Lady. She's also been known to appear as a woman in vintage clothing, if you will, wandering, perhaps protecting the graveyard here. She was known as a healer, apparently, from what we've read, and like herbal remedies, that kind of thing. So I get the vibe that she's a good soul and really just is looking over, you know, those who also call this home.
Yeah, she was a kind lady in life.
Died at age 35.
Wow.
So be thankful for every day, as they would tell you.
The gravestone itself, compared to the others, is almost like, well, it's lighter in color. Just almost seems to give off like a light aura.
Not even just that, but it's interesting, you know, I don't know about you, but I don't know if I've seen another like stone that's broken.
No.
I can't recall. Like even some of these that look very, very old.
Yeah.
All of them seem to be intact, but hers.
And it's interesting how it's broken to a point, like
pointing up.
Like pointing upwards, and she's manifested herself supposedly as this tall blue light. It's just interesting.
The Blue Lady.
Yeah.
Very interesting. While all that is really exciting, and the Blue Lady is a pretty cool and unique story, There's also a pretty sinister story that is associated with the Vale End Cemetery. That being the story in, I believe it was 1999, of a woman who did paranormal investigation and came here at some point to investigate the Blue Lady, or maybe other stuff going on at the cemetery. And story is told that after she visited this cemetery, about approximately 5 days later, she had a heart attack.
But she didn't have any prior history of heart conditions.
Mm-hmm. So
Believe what
draw
you
your
will.
own conclusions, for sure. Do your best. Give me your thoughts for what you think could have happened. But it's a pretty spooky thought when you really think about it.
Yeah. They came here thinking they were, well, hoping to see the blue pillar of light over Mary Spaulding's grave.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they ran into some darker entities.
I believe,
more
yeah, and I believe there was stories about demons as well, from what I understand, even puckwudgies, which I don't know. To me, it's like a goblin. I don't know.
Magical little creatures.
To me, that's just Tiffany on a certain day. Depends if she's had a shower. I mean, sometimes she's a puckwudgie. Going back to the stories about the malevolent creatures, demons, puckwudgies, perhaps. Puckwudgies to me just, I don't know, sounds like a treasure goblin. But they claim, at least the people who were here involved in these sinister stories had claimed they had seen some red type of creatures. I believe 3 feet tall is what they said, something around there. And even though they got out of here because they were afraid and disturbed, they did mention that they took a few pictures, and when developed, they really were just red blobs.
Well, I think the pictures were completely black when they
Oh.
developed them, and then when they enhanced them.
Or they saw red blobs originally?
Yeah, I think they saw some red creatures here, and when they took the pictures, the photos were completely black.
Mm-hmm.
So they got the pictures enhanced to try to confirm what they saw with their own eyes.
Yeah.
And it just showed some red sort of blobs in the picture.
Well, isn't that just spooky?
Yeah.
Well, look out for treasure goblins and demons. We're in the thick of it.
But my theory is that the Blue Lady is the protector of this land against whatever dark forces might try to invade.
Correct me if I'm wrong, sweetie, but I do remember someone mentioning that these things like kind of reminded them of Elmo.
Yeah.
So if you see the Cookie Monster while
Or
we're
Muppets.
here, or the Muppets or something, run.
We like to joke, but we come with respect, and
Absolutely.
we're just trying to share their stories.
Definitely. All right, we're wrapping up here at the Vale End Cemetery. I got to see everything I wanted to see. What about you, sweetie?
Yeah, it's very peaceful here. We didn't experience anything paranormal or negative or anything like that, but
yeah,
you can definitely feel the energy and the history. So it was nice to come visit and pay our respects. And
above all else, it's nice to just adventure and check out these recommendations that people mention. And thank you once again to those on Reddit who did recommend the Vale End Cemetery
and
to
we
us.
did not come here at night. We were warned. that the
can't.
cemetery is closed at night, and
Yes.
you may not see a ghost, but you'll see a police vehicle come.
And for some people, that's just as scary. So, with that being said, thank you once again for tuning in. More suggestions, the better. We're going to be headed to the Fright Before Christmas in Nashua. That's what is it called? Fright Kingdom.
Yes.
So look out for that video coming soon. But once again, thank you very much for tuning in, and stay spooky.